Hello and welcome to Finextra. I'm Josie Waite and I'm here with Dunne from Vocalink, and we are talking about the payments landscape. Thank you for joining me, Chris.
Thank you.
The payments market is evolving at a rapid pace. What do you think are the next developments that will have the biggest impact on the banking industry?
Well, rather like buses, there are lots of things turning up at once, so there's some huge changes arriving in the payments industry. The first here in the UK specifically is open banking, which is opening up API access, and that specifically impacts 9 of the major banks in the UK. But more broadly, and this is a massive impact, is PSD2, the Second Payment Services Directive, and that effectively is building on from open banking. It's going to change the way banks open up access to their systems, and it's going to have a huge impact on the way people operate within the banks. Now, one of the big challenges is going to be that it becomes live in the 1st of January next year, so not very far away, but a lot of the technical standards won't be live for another 18 months or so. So we have what the FCA calls a fuzzy zone, a bit of a twilight zone where actually nobody's entirely sure what's going to happen. 2 other things happening. We have GDPR, the General Data Protection Regulation, which will massively change the way banks handle their data and hold customers' data. And finally, back here into the UK, the CMA review finished, but the FCA is now doing a full review of the current account market. And again, that's likely to have a big impact. In fact, one of the challenger banks recently announced that they were going to delay launching a current account simply because of all this uncertainty and all of this change.
How do you think banks can evolve to best tackle the age of digitalisation?
So increasingly people are wanting instant everything, so digital channels are the way to deliver that. So people are looking to be able to make payments instantly, as you have been able to do in the UK for a number of years. They want to see their balance, but also they want to do things like analyse their payment trends. How much did I spend on coffee last month? What did I do over the past year or so in terms of foreign exchange? So the banks need to adapt to that, and that's where the fintechs have been really, really good so far. But they need to bear in mind as well, there's a huge number of people who still rely on cash, rely on cheques, rely on going into bank branches. And that's the big challenge for the established banks, meeting the age of digitisation without leaving other people behind. What
developments here in the UK do you think will be of interest to the global payments industry?
So the UK has historically been a really innovative marketplace in payments. So we were the first with real-time payments, with faster payments, and the first with an automated current account switch service at any scale, the CAS service. Over the next few years, actually, we can see huge developments coming from the Payment Strategy Forum. Now, that's leading the charge on developing a number of new payment systems. So first is the development of a new sophisticated anti-fraud system for detecting money mules. These are accounts where money is washed in and out rapidly, and so using machine learning, using the data available in the payment system, the PSF is looking to launch a system that will be able to identify these mule accounts and close them down. Also, there'll be systems for identifying the right end user account, so you know you're paying to the right person. In an age of real-time payment, if you've paid the wrong person, the money's gone, it's very hard to get it back, so it's important you know who you're paying. Also, there's going to be a development of something called Request to Pay. Now, that is a supplement to the direct debit. Direct debits work really well for 7 or 8 out of 10 people in the UK, but for the other 2 or 3 out of 10 people, they don't, and this is developing something that will help them to be able to take part in the digital economy without having to resort to cash. And finally, the PSF is looking at a whole new payment architecture, which ultimately over time will be the next generation of payment over the course of the next few years. So I think these developments will land here in the UK first, but could well spread to the rest of the world.
It's been great speaking with you, Chris.
It's been a pleasure, thank you.
And thank you for watching.